again?
2, check.
Yeah.
Let's move this closer. Hold on, stay with me. I'm not a bad guy. 2, check. 2.
Yeah, sounds good.
That's okay. What about like this? 2, check. 2.
Yeah, you're fine.
It sounds good?
Yeah. Sounds the same.
I feel fat.
Well, you're crazy.
My stomach.
Did you have a big lunch?
No. I had a big dinner. Probably need something over my head. Right about. That's not a bad. Okay. Give me 1 second. We will start. My stomach's getting fat. Yes, it is. So this is okay like this also? Or should I?
No, you're fine.
Okay. I'm trying to keep the shadow off my face.
I feel that.
Lighting's professional. Oh, let me charge it though. Now I got to charge it. Stay with me. I'm not a bad guy. Oh, I could go on my Periscope here. But I don't think it will. I might confuse the podcasters at home. If I went on my Periscope, which I can, I think the podcast is going to suffer. I think having... Let's go ahead and start the podcast. What?
Okay.
3, here we go.
Ready, set.
3, 2, 1. Yes, you got it. Stephen, Brody Stevens here live, All Things Comedy in Burbank, California. It is the Festival of Fun. Now we go into pre-podcast mode, pre-show mode, but it's going to be in the show, is what I'm saying. So we have started the podcast. I've not done this before. This is cutting edge. I said, just go. Let's just have this thing. I got the lighting where it needs to be. How's the lighting? Let's ask. We have podcasters, we have periscopers, we have sound engineers, we have chaperones in the studio. We have a lot of stuff. Lighting's good. Lighting's great. For those listening to the Periscope at home, lighting's great. I have a headache. I think it's from this hat. It could be from the glasses. It could be from a lot of things. Let me address it by drinking water. Right now on my podcast here in the San Fernando Valley. Sometimes I think my teeth are too perfect, but, sometimes I don't. It depends. Depends on what mirror you're looking. Lighting and mirrors matter. So you're listening to the Stephen Brody Stevens All Things Comedy pre-show Periscope podcast, getting situated, seeing what I'm going to do about my frickin' headache. And we have Aaron here. Let's focus on the podcast. We're on the podcast. We're on the Periscope. We're on the Twitter. It feels warm in here. I have a headache. Can we do something with that? I'm not upset. I'm happy. Right now on this podcast, I am going to drink water while they watch me on Periscope, and my iPhone is lighting my face, and I'm going to drink water. Aaron is here. We know Aaron, our sound engineer. He's a great guy. We have Emma here. How do I remember Emma's name? I remember the actress, Emma Stone. That's how I remember her. She has the energy of an Emma Stone, and that's a good thing. So she's here today manning it. Is that humankinding the board? Aaron was here last week with her, him, Aaron. So we'll see how that goes. But today's, I think, a big day, and I'm excited. But it's a soft launch, and I still have this headache. And I'm looking down right now. I am looking, for those listening on the podcast, I am looking down. I'm looking at a sticker. Please let me drink water. Welcome to Burbank, California. This is the pre-podcast, All Things Comedy Network. Burbank, California, home of Senator Adam Schiff. Also, this is the Festival of Fun. We still have to work out some legalities. I need paperwork. I am going to drink water. Emma?
Yes.
Are you okay with, you know what? I need to put on my headphones. That's probably why I have a headache, because I'm not wearing my headphones. Didn't happen. That's why. My head is used to having headphones on here.
Maybe that'll help.
I think it may. I have them right here.
There you go. I don't know if they're going to fit over your hat the way you have your hat on now. But maybe they will.
Well, yeah.
I've been in this game a long time, some might say, and I don't think headphones will help.
Yeah, no, usually headphones make it worse.
Let's see.
Oh, there you go. It fits.
Yeah, they fit.
Nice.
And actually, I do feel better.
There you go.
This is the way it's supposed to be.
All that non-headache was escaping through your ears. You've trapped it now.
Yeah. My head is conditioned to adapt to this environment of Burbank, the longitude, the latitude, the elevation of Burbank, because that's what it is. I like Burbank, don't get me wrong. Can I get a little more on my headphones? Do I control? Emma, do you control the headphone volume?
Is that better?
2, 1, check. Yeah. Okay, that's a little, bring it down one tiny notch. 2, up a little notch. 2, 1, 2, 2, check. This is the right there. Wish it was more in my left ear. Do you control balance?
I can't control one ear over the other, just the collective.
Collective? What is this, a cannabis club? You got it. What does that mean, a collective? Like, when you go to those pots. This is a pre-podcast. You're listening to Stephen Brody Stevens on Brody is Me Friend, which is on Twitter. That's an homage to Tony and Mr. Lee, my busboys in New York. Brody, you good guy, you me friend. That's all that is an homage to Tony and Mr. Lee. Tony was from Albania. Mr. Lee was a 70-year-old, I think 70, maybe late 60s, possibly mid. We'll say mid-60s. Busboy at Cafe Un Deux Trois on 44th and 6th. Brody, you good guy, you me friend. So I worked there. And that's an homage to Tony and Mr. Lee. And then people go, what about enjoy it? That comes from Arizona State University, Tempe, when I was there in 1988, my freshman year at Arizona State. And on Sundays, I'd be a little homesick, to be honest with you, missing Los Angeles, missing the hills high above Tarzana. So I would go on Sunday, I would take the LA Times Sunday edition, and I would go to McDonald's there on Maine, there in Tempe near Maine and Apache. It was on Apache, actually, which turned into Maine, something of that nature. And I would go there on Sundays, and I would get the Big Mac, #1. They had combos back then, believe it or not. And I got I used to do a McDLT, keep the hot side hot and the cool side cool. But this was a Big Mac. And I remember I went up and I said, yeah, I would like the #1 combo. And then about maybe when it would be up in 4 minutes or whatever, she was an Aryan woman, Caucasian, I would say late 30s, maybe early 40s, late 30s, white, Aryan, McDonald's. And I'm going to be honest, she did have a form of she was handy capable, but very, very minor, very minor. Does that matter to the story? For me, personally, for the visualization part, yes, I didn't have to go there, but this is a pre-podcast and we're completely wide open. So when she slid over the tray, yes, I noticed. But I remember, because I had somebody else also working there, a lady, and I'm going to say this, African-American, I said it, come at me. She was working the cashier. She was working at McDonald's, the cashier. But when you work the cash register, you're not the cashier at McDonald's. You're there. It's not like you're at Ralph's or Vons or Trader Joe's or Whole Foods or Stater Brothers or Smart and Final or Gelson's or.
It's your turn in the rotation.
Right,
You
exactly.
know a lot of grocery stores in the press.
I know. I was just kind of like brainstorming right there. I was a brainstorming tour of grocery stores. So there was another, and I remember this. And these aren't knocks. These are just things I remember, and I'm going to say positive. So it was also a girl working at the McDonald's, African American, and I remember she worked the register, but she had bad vision. She couldn't see. She was like blind. So you would take the order, and then she would put a magnifying glass up to her eye, and then put it down on the register, like really like her face on the register.
Like a jeweler's loop?
Yeah, almost like a jeweler's loop, but it was a reading device. But I always remember it like, hey, you know what? You don't have to have the best. It was just kind of I remember it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's bad. It's not bad. If anything, it's good. But she'll always be tied in with the other enjoy it lady, which I'll get to. So that's the kind of McDonald's I went to on the Sunday afternoon. That's who that was at the McDonald's. My 40-year-old Aryan woman, and she's probably an Arizona State student, the girl with the vision issues. So
Was this every Sunday you went to McDonald's?
pretty much through my freshman year, I was homesick. Some people I got homesickness in homeschool at the same time. Can you get homesickness when you're getting homeschooled? That's a funny bit. I guarantee you somebody's laughing in the Periscopes. That's the great thing about these Periscope podcasts, the Brodescopes, is that you get instant reaction. You get instant reaction, whereas the podcasters, and they're listening, they're enjoying it too. They're enjoying the pre-pod. We call these pre-pods, PPs. So I'm just giving you inside information, how names of, references and little things that people catch on to that I've observed. So I would go there on Sundays and I'd get the number one, and the girl would slide it. She would take the order, and the blind girl would take the order, and then the Caucasian girl would slide it over and would go, enjoy. Enjoy. She was so happy about working there. She had pride. She had excitement. She had energy. I picked up on it. Enjoy. It's fun to say. I mean, people say that all the time now, but it was the first time me hearing that, being aware of like, enjoy. Wow. So then I go to Wendy's, which is around the corner on Rural Road. I think it still may be there. Whataburger. I think Wendy's is not there anymore. The Whataburger is. Love Whataburger.
It's good.
Whataburger. I call it Whataburger. And people went after me for it. I have a speech issue. Way to speech shame me. You want to speech shame me? Well, that's what happened recently, and I remember. So I went to the drive-thru, Wendy's. And I remember I got a double. Probably, I think I did cheese back then. Then I ordered a Frosty. Now, back then...
This is after the Big Mac?
This is after Big Mac, yes. Well, not that same day, but just another time during that freshman semester.
That'd be impressively reckless.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good with not overdoing. I treat myself to one treat. I desert myself to one treat a day.
Okay.
I treat myself to one dessert a day. I desert myself to one treat. I was deserted, and I was treated for exhaustion. See, these are funny bits because I'm very comfortable. I'm not hiding. I like the glasses. It does give me shelter. Dogs. You're the dog. Dogs like to be in shelter. They like to be in a doghouse. They like to be covered. Daisy, my little baby girl. she'll go under the bed. That's if she's scared. She gets scared, she'll go under the bed because she knows I can't go there. That's her little spot, like back off. Then if she's like going under the bed, she'll go under the table, and she'll like taunt there a little bit. And she goes, if you want to push it more, you want to push it, Stephen? Because then I'll go under the bed, and then you'll get a growl. You can push a dog to growling. You have to like leave it, give it the space of the dog. So we're on podcast. We're periscoping. We're on podcast.
Oh, what was
So I'm at Wendy's now. Just another day, another night. Mm-hmm. And I go through the drive-through and I order the double. The double.
The square burger.
You got it. And then quality.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's fun.
Fresh, not frozen.
Nobody freezes anymore. I don't think anybody has a freezer. I think it's against the law to have a freezer in a restaurant in California. I think it's against the law. They got shut down because they had a freezer. Mm-hmm. So
Got in and said, freeze.
That's funny. That's very funny. Aaron, that's funny. Normally I would say, what's going on here? But that was not normally me specifically, but that was good. That was good stuff. Thank you. See, it's wordplay. It's fun. So I went to Wendy's, the drive-thru, and I ordered the double and I would always go chocolate Frosty. Now they have flavors. Back then, every Frosty was chocolate. You didn't have a choice. It was just a Frosty was chocolate. And it didn't say chocolate Frosty. It said Frosty. When you ordered a Frosty from Wendy's, you knew you were getting a chocolate Frosty. Now you can get chocolate or vanilla or maybe even another flavor. So I would always go, can I get a chocolate Frosty? People, get a chuckle at it. Who's hurt with that one? So anyway, go through the drive-thru, and then, so I got the double, and the Frosty. I see reaching out of the drive-thru window at Wendy's. Enjoy. The same lady who worked at McDonald's with the positive energy also worked at Wendy's. She worked both restaurants simultaneously, concurrently, bringing that out positive energy. I couldn't believe it. She's at both Wendy's and McDonald's, reputable restaurants. And she brought that energy, and I remember it. In a positive way, and I give homage to it, just like I give homage to Tony and Mr. Lee. Brody, you good guy, you be friend, enjoy it. These are just words or phrases that caught on. I don't know about Brody as me friend. I think people are more confused about that more than anything. But friend is popular. You got Puig with the Dodgers. Puig is Puig your friend. Puig me friend. Then you've got the wrestling the Festival of Friendship, which was stolen. Jericho stole it from me. And you know about that, right? WWF.
I know Jericho is.
WWE, they had the Festival of Friendship.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, about 9 months ago. Him and, was it Jake Owens? Is he the other wrestler?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Jake Owen and Jericho had the Festival of Friendship. So what I was getting at is, I know these things matter. These words matter. Enjoy it. Festival of Friendship. Brody is me. Friend. It's just fun to be that way, especially when you're like a big guy. It's like, I could be, I'm sensitive. I can get mad, but you could also choose to be friendly. I think once you jump into the world of friendly, it's hard to go back to being mad, because you see like how it's fun to be friendly. It's not fun to be mad. It's like stressful to get your heart rate up and be mad about something. But to be happy is kind of, because I was not always, I'm not saying I was always happy, but I just learned the power. And then once you start doing comedy, it's like, why do you want to be like everybody else? They say comedians are depressed, comedians are angry. There's a lot of that stuff going on. So why not just be different? I don't know. My instincts are to be different, and that's good and bad.
I had an interaction with a guy yesterday. He was a trash guy. he drove the big recycling truck.
Recycling truck, those are fun to watch.
Fully Latino guy, fully tatted up, bald head, mustache, like your typical Dodger fan. Tattoos on the backs of his hands. Couldn't have been a nicer guy. Super friendly.
Wait.
Like he looked super tough.
Okay, and
all
then
smiles and all friendship.
So then what happened? Did he get stabbed?
No, he was awesome. He was great. That's what I'm saying. He has this tough persona, this outer shell, but inside he was a friendly, nice guy. It's great.
Well, I'd like to counter that with an experience that I had today. I mean, it was on my last Periscope. I'm Periscoping right now. This is a pre-pod Periscope. By the way, did the air kick in? Can we possibly see Emma? Would like to...
I turned it down, but I can turn it down more.
Even more. What did you turn it down to?
Right now it says it's working towards 70.
It's on.
I felt it click on.
Yeah, I just heard it click on, so it should be momentarily.
All right, let's pause the podcast and pause everything until it clicks on.
Pause life till the air comes.
You got it.
There we go.
So this morning on my most recent podcast, Steps with Steve. And yeah, guy was aggressive on Steps with Steve. That's they saw it in the the Periscope here. I was walking to Starbucks, and I too saw a tattooed guy. I too saw a Latino guy. I too saw. What else was he? Was tattooed? He had some. He had a lot of
mustache.
Well, one of the guys had a mustache. There was like 2 or 3 of them. So one guy had a mustache. One guy had a tattoo. Did he have his shirt off?
No, he was working, so no.
Well, this guy was working too, and he took his shirt off. That's what brought attention to me.
I feel like taking your shirt off while working is rather unprofessional.
Yeah, well,
I mean, depending on your job.
Well, then maybe he wasn't doing a job. I don't know what was going on, but he thought I was filming him, which I may have put the Periscope on just because the guy's taking off his shirt in the middle of the street, and I'm walking. But he goes, I walk by, right? I walk by. You're listening to a podcast. This is Stephen Brody Stevens on All Things Comedy, pre-podcast talk with Aaron, with Emma. We're talking real life stories here that happened today, February 7th, 2018. I am currently in Burbank, California. Tonight, I will be at the world-famous Comedy Store, Kitty Corner, from the Standard Hotel on Sunset Boulevard. Last night, I was in Irvine, California, had a great show at the Improv. In fact, so great, I will be back Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 8 o'clock with, you got it, my friend David Spade Stevens, Orange County. What more do you want? Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Tonight, Comedy Store, late, my eye itches. So today, I'm walking, doing my Steps with Steve, and I see the guy. Yeah, he takes off his shirt. I thought they looked like landscapers, maybe movers. But it wasn't like, say, hey, check. I was just kind of, I'm walking. I'm just kind of always like observing. Maybe if a guy jogs, I might say, check this guy. Just like a slight angle twist on the camera. That's it. I was giving it a slight angle twist. That's all I was doing, walking my path. And he goes, hey, so the one guy like looks at me. And I go, hey, how you doing? Like, was negative energy, like, what are you doing? As he was, like, walking to the car. And the other guy's, like, who took off his shirt with all the tattoos, kind of a big guy, actually, not a skinny guy. He was kind of like a big guy, looked, I'm going to say, Latino. And he took off his shirt and a lot of tattoos. I'd like to describe them. I think they were gang affiliated. This may have been an MS-13 experience here. And these are landscapers. If these guys are MS-13 landscapers, that means they'll dig a grave. They'll put you in the grave. They'll hit you over the head with a rake, and then they'll dig a grave. I've seen it happen in these. There you go, in these Narcos movies. So the guy gives me like weird energy, like, what are you doing? Like, looking at me, and I'm smiling. And the other guy's like, who took his shirt off, he's like now in the walkway under bushes, and he goes, hey, I don't like being on film. I don't like being on film. I go, I'm not filming you. He goes, yeah, I don't like being, like, kind of like staring me down a little bit. And it was like, first of all, I'm not filming you. I mean, yes, you were on it, but I'm not saying, like, look at this guy doing something wrong. I'm, Big Brother. So, I mean, now you're obviously hiding something.
Mm-hmm.
So he came aggressive at me. I get it. He thinks he's being filmed. And you know what? He probably was on the Periscope. But first of all, I'm not trying to bust him. Bust him for what? I'm not seeing anything to bust him for. It happened to be a camera tilt. He probably thinks that I'm filming it and I'm going to put it on the internet, which it may be, but I don't see you up to anything. But now the guy comes at me. Now that's a red flag. What are you doing? What are you doing? And I also can go to that neighborhood app website that keeps a track what's going on in your neighborhood. And I go, see this house right here? They have aggressive landscapers. What's going on there? Now you get a little knock on the door. Boom. It could be an illegal sex trafficking operation. I don't know. But the guy was like aggressive towards me. And you know what? I'm sorry you went through that experience today of him not doing. I'm sorry that happened to you, Aaron.
That the guy wasn't aggressive to me?
Yes, I'm sorry you went through that. That now for the next, here's what's going to happen. You're going to walk, you'll be in my situation, and you're going to say, you know what? This guy with the tattoos and the MS3 insignias, he was cool to me. I just assume they're all cool to me. And you're going to walk by in a good mood. I'm happy. Cardinals are winning. New podcast studio. Baseball card games taking off. Hey, guys, what are you doing? Hey, what are you so happy about? Well, I'm feeling good. Are you talking to me? You talking to me? I don't know, something like that. And then you can get, then you get jumped.
A likely scenario, right?
So that's what can happen. You have to be careful. So
I keep baseball cards on me so I can play the game with people if they get aggressive.
There you go.
Yeah.
I carry my own baseball card. So anyway, that's what we got going on. That happened today. I was essentially jumped. It reminded me of the time when I got jumped as a 12-year-old bicycle rider in Encino, California. These stoners tried to jump me, and Slash from Guns N' Roses came over on his BMX bike and protected me. He said, leave this guy alone. Leave this kid alone. He's a good guy. He's got tough skins. Let him go to the velodrome and ride around in circles. Back off. So that's what happened. That's what it reminded me of. It reminded me of the time when I went to Austin, Texas for South by Southwest, and I was doing an outdoor show and bringing positive energy. And this guy came in, this Hesher, this stoner, this guy in Doc Marten boots and cut off denim sleeves. And yes, he was mulatto. He was of mixed origin. And he said, hey, this guy's not funny, talking about me. And then he came back 5 minutes later, and he took the mic and threw it. And he goes, I told you not to talk. Like, I got accosted by an Antifa member. And then I chased him down and hit him with my tambourine, elbowed him because I was heavily involved in kettlebells, kneed him, injured him. You don't push good people.
No.
I got pushed. I fought a Crip. I do a joke about I fought a Crip gang member in '87, and I pulled her hair. Ha ha ha, gets a laugh. And then I say Leslie Jones is now on Saturday Night Live. Gets another laugh, usually. And I like Leslie. I'm friends with Leslie.
Yeah.
And hopefully she doesn't know about the joke. But gets a laugh. That's based off me really fighting a gang member, a male gang member who had affiliations. African American. His first name was Sean, I remember. He was a year or two young, maybe a year younger, possibly two. I'm going to say I was in 12th, he was in 10th, but he was a big guy, big kid. I think he was 2 years younger. I might have been in 12th grade and he was in 7th grade. But the deal is, no, I think it was like a year or two older than him. And I remember that I was a TA, teacher's assistant, for PE. So I had 5th period TA, 6th period baseball practice. So basically I was cruising that screws on the campus, if you know what I'm saying. And I was collecting basketballs. So the bell rings, I have to collect the balls for, they're going to go off to the next period. And I collect the balls, and I say, roll the ball, and he says something about no, big nose, something. Made fun of my nose. Very hurtful. Harsh. I come from being picked on for my tilted pelvis, my gangly extremities, my acne, my eyebrow, my chin.
Your eyebrows singularly?
Well, yeah, I probably had it was my hairy. Maybe I needed a waxing or plucking back then.
I thought they were your right eyebrow. Like they pinpointed so specifically.
Well, they probably would. They would do these days. I'm sure. Yeah, I got attacked. I sticks and stones didn't break my bones, but
the words did hurt.
No, I'll tell you what. I want to be serious. I would if you were to say, Brody, what kind of causes you would be supportive of? I would be supportive of bullying causes. I think that's bad.
Like anti-bullying?
Yes.
Not pro-bullying.
Well, yeah, we just assume it's anti.
Yeah.
But actually, it's easier to say, or anti-bullying as opposed to bullying. Anti-bullying. Stephen Brody Stevens reporting live for anti-bullying. It's a hard one to say. So anyway, yes, because I know it's not good. And anti-bullying, it covers everything. It covers sexual abuse. It covers workplace social interaction. It covers road rage. It's one-stop shopping.
Cyberbullying.
That's under it too. So just hashtag bullying. You don't have to get specific. And this is about me. You got bullied? You know what? You got cyberbullied? Well, I got touched. It's equal. We're both bullied. And then you just kill two birds with one stone. It's time smart. Smart with your time. So words hurt is what I was getting at. And what was I saying before I went into that?
That you were jumped.
I was jumped. I fought a guy. Yes.
MS-13 after today.
Well, if you get jumped, no. I mean, so I went after the kid. And elbowed him and kneed him, and I don't think people realize that when you're good as you can't take. I don't want to get political here, but you can't take peace for. Let's check in with the podcast, Periscope watchers. You can't peace and no. I got picked on. Doesn't feel good.
No.
So I would be for bullying. I think that's bad, and I also think that I think we should have senior care. I think we need to take care of our seniors. Mm-hmm. That's something that's not natural unless you're Filipino, or Italian. We should take care of seniors. And I think that we should have the bullying stuff. That would cover it for me. Everything else is like just a given. It's natural to want to help somebody. Like I think homeless too we can help out with. I would say homeless, mental, drugs. Put that all together. I don't know what
mental health drugs for homeless people?
Oh, look at Emma. No, I think I think everybody can agree on, one thing that would unify us is our detest of homeless people. No, I'm kidding. That we have a homeless problem.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
I think everybody could agree, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No matter what side of the aisle you're on. So what are we going to do about it? Do we want to do anything about it? Why is there homelessness? What's the solution? Is there one? Is it related to drugs? Is it related to mental illness? Is it related to, I'm not going to say it's related to video games, or I don't think it has anything to do with video games. I don't think you're homeless because of video games. Probably. I mean, there's cases of it, but I don't think video games, that connection to video games is homeless. I don't think billboards are going to make you homeless like media. So what's going to make you homeless? Drugs, psychoticness, and maybe some other things. So go ahead, Emma. What's your opinion on this? You were listening live to the pre-podcast All Things Comedy Festival of Fun with Stephen Brody Stevens here in Burbank, on Twitter, on podcast, on Periscope. Emma.
Wait, what's my opinion on homelessness, or like the solution?
Okay, you will ask your opinion.
I mean, I think it's obviously an issue, like you said. I don't think there's anyone that denies that, right? Because if you do, you're crazy. Right,
okay. We have 37 people in the Periscope right now. 36 people in the Periscope. Let me ask a question. Hold that thought.
Sure.
Can you guys hear Emma? Can you guys hear Aaron? Should we continue doing what we're doing? We are talking to the scope. Yes. Yes. They are involved. That's the kind of scope we do. We are involved. Emma, positive push. Yes and yes. Yes. I can't see who's writing this, but we have a lot of we are pro female. We are pro everybody here.
Love that.
I'm just saying we're pro everybody. But I say, like, if you had to do a genetic test of people who are in my periscopes, I would say I do have genetically speaking, yes, I have female friends. There's a safe environment for you if you ever want to check in on my Periscope, is what I'm saying. When you speak right now, then they can hear your voice. Some powerful women.
Powerful women.
I've had one of these powerful ladies sent me shoes.
That's very nice.
Cashew nuts. A pillowcase.
Somebody sent you nuts, just like a bag of cashews?
Yeah, well, I asked.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I like cashews.
I wasn't sure it was just like random.
I get some.
I'd be afraid to eat food that somebody I don't know sent to my house.
Well, it goes to the Comedy Store. I have the door guys test it. I go, bite this cashew.
Oh no! So if they like die right there, you won't eat the rest of it.
Well, dye is harsh. Dye is harsh. I would say if they turn purple, that means they had a reaction. See,
What
here.
if they're allergic to cashews?
Well, that's funnier. See what I'm saying? Now you're thinking, Emma. You went straight to death. We don't need to go death. We're not
morbid.
No, we don't need to be morbid. Hollywood's morbid. Laurel Canyon's morbid.
Mormon too.
Morbid, yeah. There's something going on there, but that's not my deal right now. I'll handle that later if there is a later on that. But I would say this
For latter date.
For latter date, Aaron again. Aaron is just sitting back. He is I'm going to say a sniper in a positive way. Sniper in a positive way. There you go. Emma, you are saying, no, I'm just not into death. I'm not into like that, because that's something that again, as a comedian, a lot of comedians will say death. They'll talk about babies. They'll talk about Jesus. They'll say vagina. These are words I won't say on stage. You know what I'm saying? Just for like, if you were to type in a word search on what comedians say, those words would come up. So I kind of like stay away from them. But also on top of it, try to keep positive thoughts and I think a reaction. Good. I don't want to feel like I'm Justin Trudeau with you, Emma, and saying that you can't do what you just did.
What did I just do?
I don't know. You said death, and I said,
yeah.
I essentially said, I think we could do better than a death reference.
You're right.
You could have said, oh, he gave you a cashew and he turned purple.
I mean, I'm not a seasoned comedian, so
you're not like
you think things through differently than I do.
Cashews come seasoned.
There you go.
Honey roasted cashews.
Ooh, that sounds great.
See, you're positive energy. See, education.
Woo-hoo.
Education, because you learned how to. You know what I learned in college?
What?
Time management.
Oh yeah.
I learned. I think that was a big one. Studying, teamwork. I learned responsibility, having to show up for class, because when you played sports, you had to keep a GPA.
Mm-hmm.
You had to show up for certain classes. Some classes you could blow off, but most of the classes you had to show up for.
See, we couldn't do that in my college. If you missed 3 classes, you failed the class.
So there you go.
You had to go to every single one, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, so that's what I learned. I learned how to work with others. I learned responsibility. I learned showing up. But today, what they say, like going to college, what they teach you, these professors are out of control, or what they're very progressive, most professors. What I'm getting at is, take that aside, the college experience in terms of time management, being professional, growing up somewhat, I learned it there. And also, feeling good about studying, learning things, getting your brain to work, and giving yourself confidence. I don't know. I enjoyed my college experience.
Feeding yourself, that was a big one in college. How to do simple things like cooking.
I still have that. I have that problem. Yeah, but they had the food. I would go to McDonald's, enjoy it. I would go to Wendy's, enjoy it. I would go to Whataburger, enjoy it.
So you're a big burger fan, is what I'm gathering. You love burgers.
Yeah, I do. I like hamburgers,
But not cheeseburgers?
I'm okay with cheeseburgers. But I'll also say this. I'm a Gemini. I'm on my own. I'm in a weird world. But I think if I had more, like somebody I'm open to doing other stuff. Yeah. I'm just kind of, when you're by yourself, you're a creature of habit. It's like, I guarantee you there's a lot of successful people that probably just go to the same diner every day. Like, I'm sure Warren Buffett goes to the same little tiny diner every single day.
You say people who are successful have very strong habits.
Yeah, I go to Burger King every 2 a.m. 3 nights a week after the Comedy Store because the line's always shorter than Wendy's. And Wendy's does a good job. The Wendy's on Sunset, it's like he's not an enjoy it guy, but he does a good job. The guy at Burger King on Sunset and La Brea late night, he's like a military guy. He got mad at Jesus one time because Jesus. Here you go again. Jesus was holding the Periscope. Kevin, our late friend Kevin, Jesus, he was holding the Periscope. We were going to the Burger King drive-thru, and he was filming the guy, and he got upset, the drive-thru guy. He goes, I can't give you your food with you filming. He was flustered. Whatever he said, it made no sense, but he got kind of upset. And then I said, Kevin, you can't film people like that. I kind of had to I got mad at Jesus. I actually lashed out. I gave Jesus a lashing. I'm sorry, in the Burger King drive-thru. So the guy says, like a space cadet, I can't give you your food without filming or something like that. It's confusing. So, but he's a good worker, that guy. So I've gone back. He's very professional. It's just he's like a robot. So he's good. Now, when you go to McDonald's, which is right down the street from the Standard Hotel, and there's some craziness going on there, you go to McDonald's on Crescent Heights and Sunset, it's like the drive-through, they're a lot of, after the certain hour, yeah, it's transgender. You get a transgender 9 times out of the 10 taking the order. When you go under the little ramp there, you go under the building at that particular McDonald's. 9 times out of it, and he does a good job. I'm sorry, but they. Yeah, no, he does a good job. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with seeing a 5 o'clock shadow on your chin. I get it. I'd like an Adam's apple pie. I mean, something of that nature. So I have no problem with that. And I'll usually get a Big Mac, #1 combo, go no pickle, go large.
No pickles.
I'm not a pickle guy.
I love pickles.
Texture. Something about the texture, just like bananas. Something about the texture. It's a real I can do a crunchy apple. Definitely. I can do a cold carrot.
It's the soft. You like the soft.
Yeah, I'm a texture guy. Tomatoes I can't do.
Me either.
Mushrooms I can't do. I can do grapes. I can do apples, carrots, iceberg lettuce, garbanzo beans. Brody, you're basically describing...
making a salad.
Yeah. I like Caesar salad. I like croutons. So... Where was I before I described the salad? I was doing something.
Burger King on Crescent.
McDonald's.
Oh.
Burger King's is on. Let me ask. We have 42 people watching it in the podcast Periscope. I think if you're in your car and you're driving right now and you're listening to this, I think it's an interesting podcast. I feel good about it. Emma?
I feel great about it.
You feel great about it.
Yeah.
And you know what's interesting? That hard disk you have, that portable hard disk, I have the same exact portable hard.
These things are like tanks.
They're LCIEs or
LACs?
Yep, I have the same one.
Mm-hmm.
I see the orange light. You're locked in. Good decision. I also have a Mac. I knew we had something. I was saying.
This is my literal life right here.
I said when I first saw you, I go, there's something that's going to be a connection. There's something. I go, when I saw you getting, your interview process, I was saying there's going to be some kind of connection. And then you get hired, and I see the MacBook is what does it. I knew.
I'm a Mac girl.
It's funny, like everyone's Mac in this town, pretty much. That was
because you can't like do videos.
Mac is just more fun for me. It's just more intuitive. It just goes with my flow. So, where was I? McDonald's.
Yeah.
Which is next door, essentially, to the Standard Hotel, where a lot of craziness has been going on. So it's a double window. When you do Burger King, you order at the menu and you pull around, you pay, and you get it. There's no second window. Wendy's, same thing. It's a one window deal. You order, you pick up. McDonald's, Crescent Heights, it's a order at a window and then you go down to another window.
You order at the window?
Yes.
There's not like a talk box?
No, it's a pull. No talk box.
It's like a person at a window?
It's a person at a window. It's a pull around to the second window. Now, here's something going on there. Why is it a pull around to the second window?
Are you pro? So you're not pro two windows. You like a one window system.
Seems to be.
All McDonald's used to be two windows.
Yeah, but I always thought it was like a talk box.
The first one.
But now they're cutting those out. How many times do you go by McDonald's and you see that second window there, that first window, and it's like empty? Now it's just a storage room, and you'd get kind of teary eyed. Somebody used to be in there. Now it's just.
I wonder why.
Automation. There you go. That's what happened. They got rid of the second window. But this one.
Maybe because when people pay with credit cards now more than cash, so it's not as complicated. It's just a quick swipe. There's not as much to do with the payment system.
I mean, maybe if you want to put a positive spin on it, if you want to do that. But I'll tell you something. So, at this particular McDonald's, I'm just comparing them to the other, in the Navy. I've set the table. Burger King, Wendy's. Now you're at McDonald's, and you're getting closer to the Standard Hotel where craziness and weirdness is happening. So, first window, like I said, transgender, no problem. Pull around to the second window. There's another one. Now I'm getting two trans. That's double. I'm a Gemini, but I draw the limit at the I asked for a double quarter pounder, not double transvestite. Is that wrong? Double transgender. What I'm getting at is there's another one there. I'm okay with it. I'm okay. You know what? Because they do a decent job. I'm okay with it. But I just want to let you know that that's my feeling with that. And I'm thinking that the second window, that could be a whole some kind of traffic. Something's going on there. You order the first window, and then something happens in that back room, and you got the second window. Now you're into some weird transgender world. Do you think there's any connection to that? Do you think? I mean, you've heard about drive-thrus where they sell pot. You've heard those stories, right?
I had a friend that did that in high school.
Sold pot out of a drive-thru?
Yeah, if he was working, you ordered the right thing, there would be weed in your nuggets.
Yeah.
Nuggets with your nuggets.
Yeah. So there you go. So what's going on here at that McDonald's? Right next door to the Standard. Why? Well, you got the there's not a transgender that works at the Wendy's. He's gay. He's a gay guy. I think if you're working
Maybe they're just friends, and one of them had a job, and she was like, yo, I got this dope job. You should come work with me at McDonald's. And she was like, hell yeah. And so now they work together.
All right, I'm getting confused. If you want to get it, yes, okay. You're talking about the guys there?
Well, I mean,
that present as a woman. I'm not against it. I'm just
but if they're presenting as women, you call them by female pronouns.
Okay, I got
unless
it.
they specific.
I get it. Fair enough. I'm okay with that. But I will say, the nighttime drive-through game in LA, you gotta look good. If you're a woman, they dress up. It's like you'll come like the Jack in the Box on Laurel Canyon. she's looking good. She knows that's a scene.
You never know where you'll get discovered.
It's true.
You know, and same.
Story. I got discovered at Jack in the Box.
Yeah, same thing with Del Taco. It's a scene. These girls are looking good. They got the tight pants, and they got the cell phone in their back pocket, and I'm getting a Del Taco burrito. Nothing wrong with that.
Burrito sounds pretty good right now.
You know, Emma, and let me ask you a question. Am I saying anything that is making you uncomfortable? Because we need to know. Because Periscope watches this. It was made by immigrants. We're live on Twitter. I don't want to feel like, and I'll check in with the audience. Have I done anything that made you uncomfortable or Emma uncomfortable? Or would you like to be uncomfortable for Emma? Then also, we have Aaron. He might have feelings. We can check here. By the way, it's a pre-podcast.
In general, maybe not.
I mean, here's the deal. When I'm talking about the transgender, I know I'm being kind of loose and funny about it. I respect it. I get it. But I'm just saying it's like double. It's kind of funny. It's a lot.
But could it be that the first person just ran to the second window? It's the same person.
No, they're different. They're different. But it's a crew of them. It's like a whole they do a good job. It's not like I went to a yogurt. I'll tell you what. I was in Buena Park last night. I went down. I was going to Irvine.
That's very fun.
You got it. It's a 90-minute drive from L.A. to Irvine, pretty much all the time.
Is that with or without traffic?
Either way,
Okay.
It's 90 minutes to 2 hours. Just block it off.
Just give yourself a solid 2 hours.
Exactly.
Cool.
But I was making decent time. And I said, you know what? I got to go to the bathroom. Number one, liquids. And I said, Buena Park, I haven't been here for a while. Let me drive by Knott's Berry Farm. I haven't been here for like 30 years. And I was going, okay, maybe Knott's Scary Farm is open, right?
No.
I drove around. It wasn't there. I went to Knott's Berry Farm. Knott's Scary Farm, it's not a year-round thing?
No, it's only during Halloween.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So I drove all the way down to Buena Park looking for Knott's Scary Farm at Knott's Berry Farm, and it wasn't happening.
Scary is like very Halloween.
It's basically 8 months off. Now I'm doing a bit. I'm joking. But I did go down there. So then I go to Panda Express. I was hungry. I had to use the restroom. And then there was we're talking about just fast food-ish.
Yeah, I was going to say, Medieval Times is full.
Yeah, it was called medieval times. But then I went to a place called Golden Spoon. Now, Golden Spoon was the yogurt shop right across the street from my mom's place in Palm Desert. We would go to Golden Spoon. That was like her most favorite yogurt shop.
Now, did they serve their yogurt with golden spoons?
Yes, they did. Thank you yeah, of course.
I mean, you kind of have to, right?
Yes, they do. That's inquisitive, and you were correct with that. Also, so I'm walking out of Panda Express, and I go, I see this Golden Spoon. I go, I did kind of a double take. I go, because it seems like they've only have like 3 locations, like in Riverside, Palm Desert, and wherever else. Now, the one in Palm Desert closed down, shut down. My mom was shocked. We went there one day, and it was gone. It was like one of those deals. She was upset.
Maybe the freezer police came in.
Call back.
Freezers.
Call back. Like it. Enjoy it. Pre-show callback. Now, so I walk out of Panda Express is always just you know what you're getting. You know what you're getting at Panda Express. The only problem with Panda Express is sometimes they don't have the crispy noodles. I need crispy noodles, and they're always 99 cents, and I would say most of the stores have them. Some don't. When you walk into Panda Express, you always get a greeting, welcome to Panda. Then you get a taste test. I don't know what the limit is, but I've done up to 7 taste testings of I'll do the honey shrimp, then I'll say, let me try broccoli and beef, then I'll say I'll take orange flavor, then I'll do teriyaki, then I'll try one of the egg rolls, and then I'll just take a cup for water. That's what I do. But you know what you're getting with Panda Express. So then I leave Panda Express, right, and I see this Golden Spoon. And I go, that's my mom's place. I gotta go. That's our place. So I walk into Golden Spoon, and on the door it says cash only. It's already a bad sign, like handwritten,
Yep.
Cash only. Then I go in.
It's a real bummer.
Real bummer. But I had cash. I had cash. What are the odds? I usually do Apple Pay or my Starbucks application. I walk in. and there's 2 flavors, chocolate and cake batter. That's it. There's they're all out of everything. No peanut butter, no vanilla, no sherbet, no strawberry. This was 6 o'clock at night, and they have no choice. There's like, all the toppings were there. Those look great, but 2 flavors. I didn't want to ask what's going on here. I knew he would have. I did, but I did order the cake batter chocolate mix, so I did get it. But it was kind of weird when you're talking about service. You're talking about service. Mm-hmm. So Carl's Jr. up in North Hollywood, great service. She's friendly. Mm-hmm. She's friendly. I go back because of that. So
no drive-through.
You know about that one.
Kind of a bummer, yeah.
But it's 24 hours.
Yeah.
That's a 24 hours Carl's Jr. But that one, that's a dangerous one. When you're going to Carl's Jr. after 2 a.m., stuff can go down there. Mm-hmm. But for some reason, the girls, the staff there, they're pretty happy. There's one girl's like, I love Carl's Jr. I love working late at night. It's so much fun. I just like my job. And you know what? She does. She does a good sandwich, nice piece of lettuce, service with a smile, anything I can do to help you. Almost all of them are pretty nice.
Cool.
You know, that matters. That's why I'm going back. You don't want to be treated rude.
No.
You know, In-N-Out has great service. Do you think In-N-Out has... I did In-N-Out burger last night. What do you think about In-N-Out burger?
I think it's overrated.
Whoa, I knew... Aaron taking a shot at...
I think I'm with Aaron on this. I mean, I think it's...
Oh, look at you. We got Emma from Boston, from, what are you, a Wahlburgers type?
No, I don't like Wahlburgers either. No, I think
Steak Shack?
Good, but I think people are like, think of it as a true restaurant, and it's still at the end of the day fast food. Don't tell me it's not, because it is.
They don't have freezers.
Are you sure?
That's what I heard.
Milkshakes.
That's what I heard.
How do you have milkshakes with no freezer?
It's a all-in-one thing. You know, the shake is like, it's plugged in. I'm sure it's plugged in. And then it's not a freezer, but it gets... So you're saying, what about the Coke machine? It comes out cold, but it's not a freezer.
So they have ice. How do they make ice without a freezer?
You can...
freeze water, right?
Yeah, but you don't need a freezer to freeze things.
Yeah, I think you do.
They're not freezing to me.
They're not freezing to me. I totally believe that.
I can't believe I'm being questioned on my own podcast. This is unheard of, but you know what, Emma? This is what I see in Hollywood. You're a go-getter. You're, you know what? You could easily be working for Logan Paul, but you said, I'm not. Why are people against Logan Paul?
Didn't he say some really insensitive, awful things?
Something about suicide, yeah.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Wait, there's a difference of saying awful things and showing suicide. What are you upset with?
I don't know. I didn't watch the video.
What? I mean, what got to you?
I'd never heard of him before.
I did. I think the videos were actually kind of funny. My opinion.
Did he show suicide?
Yes, that's bad. I'm not defending. I'm making a joke out of it. Yeah, I think to make fun of...
I didn't know anything about him until all that shenanigans, so...
I think making fun of suicide's not funny. I think that's what he did. But I think his video... I used to watch the videos on Vine. I thought they were funny. He is like... Seems like... I don't know if the government is... You think he's like a CIA guy?
No.
You think he's just on his own?
Yeah.
Why do you think he's successful? Or why was he successful?
I have zero clue.
Okay, you don't know. Now, Emma?
He just had a successful YouTube channel, didn't he?
Yeah, but why? Why do you think? Why? Well, what was successful about it?
I mean, he had lots of subscribers and viewers, but I never watched any of his videos, so I don't know anything about what he does and why it would work. But whatever he...
Because I think they were kind of funny.
What were his videos about? I never watched them.
Suicide, shooting a dead rat with a laser gun.
That sounds aggressive.
Well, you know what? Yeah. But there's a difference. Like, here's the other thing. You know what it's like stand-up comedy in front of strangers. That's the ultimate.
Mm-hmm. Ultimate test.
That's the ultimate ground zero of comedy. Can you walk up on stage in front of strangers with just a microphone and get laughs as a stand-up? Not as a one-man show, but as a stand-up. That's hard to do.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you're going to make money or not make money, but at the core. Now, let's say, for example, Chris Rock. Still great comedian. It's a whole nother level when you've got fans that are there to see you. That's a whole nother level. And that's a great thing. I'm talking about at the core. So Chris Rock, let's say Chris Rock went up in front of full-on strangers. Would he get laughs? Probably. That's why he does what he does. Would Logan Paul be able to get up in front of strangers now or 2 years ago, whatever, and get laughs as a stand-up? Probably not.
Probably not.
So, all that, what does that mean? It's just an indicator. If you just want to like be honest, but in terms of at the core of not First Amendment, but like speech and laughter. In terms of making money, in terms of everything else, I can't tell you what that means. Emma, you're about to say something.
I feel like Logan Paul sounds like he did more of the whole shock value comedy situation than like traditional jokes. Am I?
Yeah, it wasn't a stand-up.
Yeah, so he did things that made you go, whoa. So like you watched it a bunch because you were shocked. But
I thought it was fun. I go, oh, that's pretty clever. It's funny. Oh, he's doing that with the little guy. It's funny.
Yeah.
You know, the parrot. He's got a parrot, Maverick. You know Maverick?
No, I've never seen it.
Oh, pull up his videos. They're fun.
I don't know if I want to give him any views now that he did all that insensitive stuff.
But he made a mistake. Doesn't America, we got to give people a second chance. Didn't do he did one suicide video.
I don't think, but he thought that through. He edited it. There was a lot of involvement.
It got saved by accident. It didn't. It got saved. It got saved to a hard drive by accident. At least he just shot a dead rat with a laser. Isn't that better than suicide? He learned his lesson.
That's just something I don't really care to watch personally. It's not my style.
You're doing a great job, Emma. I'm really pushing this, and you're deflecting. I like it. What about Jake Paul? Completely different story. You love Jake Paul.
I have no idea who that is.
How do you not know?
Should I?
I think it's good to be aware. Aaron, are you a Jake Paul fan? You part of the...
Big fan of Aaron Paul.
Aaron Paul's a cool guy.
Yeah. Breaking Bad.
He's a cool guy. Good actor. Into it.
Yeah, you like him. He's funny. I've met him before.
Yeah?
He's
nice?
Yeah, he was nice. He saw me perform at the Wiltern. Chris D'Elia was taping a special at the Wiltern Theater. This is, 3 or 4 years ago. And Chris asked me to do the warm-up, like get the crowd, do your stand-up, do 15 minutes. But I was essentially his opener for that special. I did 10 to 15 minutes up front. So it was 2 shows and got the crowd going. And the second show, I had to do like 20 minutes. The first show, I think I did like 10 or 12 minutes. Like, all right, you guys ready? We're doing the special. Have fun, big laughs, pushing it. Whenever I do a TV taping, I always say, like, just give them a little extra. You don't want to over the top, and be there for the comedian. Just be aware of that. This is a big night for them. So I always like throw that in a little bit, but it's just part of the energy. But that's what I was doing with Chris, and then getting the cameras ready, just making it fun. Okay, we're getting the cameras, good, all right, I'm excited, and that's part of my shtick too. And then D'Elia did it, and then they did it again. Second show, and I had to stretch. Then I was done, because I had a set later, so I was done doing the warm-up at the Wiltern, and then I had to go to the Comedy Store. And then I'm exiting the Wiltern, and then a guy comes up to me with the camera and asks me a question about, something with mushrooms or whatever. It was a TMZ guy. So he asked me questions, and I was on TMZ the next day for something. I was leaving the theater, and so I remember that. That's why I remember that night. But how did I get into that story? Aaron Paul was at the show.
Yeah.
Thank you. Now, yeah, he was backstage. I remember Aaron Paul. That's another thing. You do stand up at Los Angeles. You never know who's in the audience. We get, a lot of rappers come by. A lot of actors will swing in. Todd Phillips from The Hangover, he saw me doing comedy at Largo, and you get people, you just never know who's at the Comedy Store.
That's cool.
Gerard Butler is there. I'm talking about, like,
exposure.
In terms of actors. You're always going to have comedians there.
The Comedy Store's super famous, isn't it? like legendary.
Yeah, but it wasn't always. I mean, it had a down period for a while. That's the thing with the Comedy Store. We're watching live. You're here with Stephen Brody Stevens, All Thing Comedy, Burbank, California. We have people at home. We've been on close to an hour, it looks like.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and let me just check in with our Periscopers. Let's see what they think right now. We have 45 people. When I come to town, you know something will be going down. Is Howard Kramer in here? Smibbly bibbly. Good guys wear sunglasses inside. Should we feel good about the podcast? Should we feel good about the podcast? Layout style's cool today. Love you. Eat better. Oh, Howard Kramer, Dragon Boy Suede. This guy's telling me to eat better. Well, you know, did you get those foods delivered to you, Howard? Those pre-made foods? I would do that. If they want to send me like a pre-made dinner, I would do that. You know, don't the deliveries to help me eat better.
Like the like food meal prep deliveries.
Meal prep, but you know, it's so hard when you're doing comedy at different times of the day. It's 2 p.m. I'm periscoping. I'm podcasting. Tonight I have a stand-up comedy spot. Thursday at like midnight, and then Friday I'm on at 7. It's like you're telling me to eat better.
You just gotta eat when you gotta eat.
You gotta,
at that point.
Yeah, I'm drinking water, protein bar. Eat better. This guy.
Come on down here and talk about diet, Howard Kramer.
He said, you know what? He says, let's do a food episode. You know what's funny that Howard said also? That's a connection. And I'll tell you something, Howard. Howard left me a voicemail. Dragon Boy Suede, a.k.a. Howard Kramer. It was his birthday the other day. I saw it on Facebook. I sent him a message. I think I called him, or maybe I think I texted him. Happy birthday with an emoji. Howard called back on Monday. I just saw the voicemail today. Howard called back. He left a voicemail. He said, Brody, thank you for the birthday wishes. You should do a Huell Hauser show where you drive around the valley. Mm-hmm. He said that.
Yeah.
I don't think, and what have I been talking about doing the last couple months here? Do like a valley tour show. It's something I've been wanting to do. And then Howard mentioned it. He had no idea. And then you know about it. And then also I have news about my special. I have news about some other stuff. So a lot of positives are happening. And we want to keep riding that train. And I do take apple cider vinegar. I think it helps. I think that when you take it helps with digestion. Apple a day keeps the doctor away. Apples are good for enzymes, pectin. And when you eat food, that's why I'm able to eat McDonald's. Mm-hmm. Because the starches don't bind to fats. It doesn't bind. It doesn't attach to fat in your body. It's essentially a carb blocker. I mean, I've gained weight recently because, yes, I have been eating sugars and candies. I've been pushing it, and I've been walking less. I've been walking less and eating more sweets. And I've gained maybe 5 pounds because I'm still doing apple cider vinegar. So what I'm getting at is I think apple cider vinegar does work. It's a cheat. It's a shortcut. It's a secret. Aaron, what do you know about apple cider vinegar?
I don't know much about apple cider vinegar, but when you say carb blocker, I think we should take off our card blocker and play a baseball card game.
Aaron wants to do the baseball card game. That's the producer in him. He understands when we need to, hit the stretch run. An hour 8, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So I'm going to dig in. This is the baseball card game. This is something that we are into. I'm going to reach in right now. Look how skinny my arms are. I'm going to reach in.
Take that out.
I'm reaching in. Okay. Howard's good at it too. Please don't look. Please don't look. This is for Aaron.
Sure.
Aaron,
Yes.
this, would you like to take a guess?
No.
I mean, throw it out there. You got a 1 in 1,000. Just I'm random player. You know that this particular box for this season of the baseball card game, essentially most are from 70s, 80s, 90s. So for this season, this is like the podcast Serial, those drama, lawyer room things. We're essentially going with 70s, 80s, 90s. This is the box. I would say take a guess to start the game. That's the new thing. It's like the coin flip. You get the one, probably a 5,000.
Lee Smith.
Great guess. Pretty good guess.
Yeah.
But I will not accept it.
Okay.
And that's a great start. That's like a kickoff. Right there is like ding. Because imagine if you got it.
It'd be amazing.
And your thought was actually in the right place.
Yeah, that's good.
What does Lee Smith do?
He was a closer.
I hold in my hand a closer. That's two. That's the excitement of the baseball card game. Now Aaron knows that he is over the target. I mean, it was literally a full court shot. I said, go for it. This man was a closer.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to ask another question?
Was he also African?
He was not African American. So now the clues are he's white, or Latin, thank you, or Asian, and or a closer. 70s, 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
I'm going to say not 70s.
Okay.
And probably not 80s, but possibly 80s.
Okay.
Not black. Non-African American closer.
Mark Wohlers.
That's another good guess. I will not accept it. No.
Mitch Williams.
Now, okay. Mark Rollers is what?
The closer.
Mitch Williams is what?
He was also a closer. The Wild Thing.
And what's the difference of those two?
Well, righty and lefty.
Who's what?
Mitch is a lefty.
Hold that thought. Left-handed, non-African American closer.
Billy Wagner.
Great guess. Not him.
Not 80.
You mentioned a name.
Mm-hmm.
Based off, this is how you play the baseball card game. You mentioned a name, and I said, what does he do? And then you said, he throws left. What guy was that?
Mitch White.
Okay.
Is this Randy Myers?
Ladies and gentlemen, that's how you play the baseball card game. Right there, Randy Myers. White, not African American, left-handed, closer. Aaron, right there, nailed it. That's the baseball card game.
Nasty Boys.
1/3 of the Nasty Boys. That's how you play it. People were probably like, what's this guy doing? Where's Brody going with this? But you know what? Sometimes they don't want to play along. They don't get it. They don't want to put in the work. They didn't want to go there for that. So for everyone who stuck around on that one, for everybody who stuck around, that was it's a leadoff home run. And that might have just broke it wide open. That's how you play the game. You won't know that. I think. Going through these cards. They have to be somebody we kind of know.
Mm-hmm.
You may know this guy.
Okay. It's good enough for me.
I'm willing to try. Would you like to? You have a guess. You have a guess.
Mm-hmm.
And the guess that you made previously.
Mm-hmm.
Think of that guess,
Lee Smith, yes.
the Lee Smith guess.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you know up front it's not Lee Smith.
Okay.
But let's go ahead and think of that era.
Okay.
And go ahead with your first guess.
Is he a pitcher?
No. But here's the, you snuck that in. That, you know what? That's actually, you can defer and go, instead of the 1 in 5,000 guess, you can actually go up and beat me to it and go, was he a pitcher? Caught me off guard. It caught me off guard. And I can see, if you're going to make a guess of over 5,000 people, for example, to cut that in half, to go, now it's out of 2,500, that's smart. That's how you play the game. So Aaron, instead of saying, you know what, Brody said last time, just make the guess, and I threw it out there, the Lee Smith, it's funny, ha ha ha, carried us through the Randy Myers. Second round, he goes, you know what, I'm going to learn from it. That's the great thing about the baseball card game. You learn. You learn strategies. So yes, what was your
So
question?
he's not a pitcher.
He's not a pitcher.
Is he an outfielder?
He is not an outfielder. I will also say,
That eliminates a third.
you're very good at. I see what you're doing here. I see what you're doing, and that is. You know what? That's another. You can layer. Aaron is layer. No, he's not an outfielder.
Okay. Do you have any clues?
He is still. I'm going to say he's still. He is still involved in the game.
Mm-hmm. Still involved. Not an outfielder.
Not an outfielder. Still involved with the game. I'm going to give you another, meaning that
Jose Akendo.
it's a good guess.
It's an infielder still involved.
That's a good guess. And that kind of like, whoa, did not see that coming. Whew. Now you can see, here's the other thing. You can read my reactions. It's like poker. That's where the baseball card game goes into. You read body language. You read reactions. Aaron threw out Jose Akendo. It kind of threw me for a loop. I was going, no, maybe. I mean, so you can see my reaction. That's when you kind of like go in for it. So, no, it's not Jose Akendo, but you see how I reacted.
Matt Williams.
No.
Gerald Clark.
What? Now who?
I'm just going to the base coaches at this point. Because they're still involved.
He's not a third base coach. I'll let you know that. So before we go on, and here's another thing with the baseball card game. If you see your opponent, if you want to call him that,
I was going to say.
the rally partner, we're working together.
Yeah.
Rally partner. See them struggling, maybe going the wrong way. You could like say, hey, it's not that.
You know, I just realized this table is kind of like the infield. I'm playing third right now. You're playing second. This is
Yep. It's around the horn here. Yeah. So I'm at second. Boom. Throwing.
Is it Ryan Sandberg?
No, it's not. Let's see if we have anybody at home. Trot Nixon, no. Ryan Sandberg, no. Paul Ryan.
Someone's an outfielder.
Trot Nixon was an outfielder. People at
Paul
home.
Ryan's a center.
People at home. This is where you get to play the baseball card game. You start thinking, again, I'm a guy who's at the Comedy Store tonight. I'm the guy who has a parking spot here in Burbank. I want you to put out positive energy and connect with what I'm holding in my hand. Still in uniform. Not a third base coach. Not an outfielder. Can we get a race clue? Yes, we can. That's how you play the baseball card game. I'm sensing, where's this thing going? Air is off, not feeling blood flow, getting sweaty, running out of steam. You reach out to the Periscopers, and they said, give us a race clue. You're darn right I will. I'm going to say he is black but not African American.
I mean, it wouldn't be Alex Cora.
Somebody said Joey Cora earlier, and no, but you're warm.
Joey and Alex, both involved.
You're warm.
Warm, okay.
Dominican. Yes. Again, I'm using Periscope to help. He is Dominican. Juan Samuel, great guess.
Still involved. Potentially managing? No, there are no Dominican managers.
No Dominican managers. That's we've covered that. Yeah. If anything, that's the other thing the baseball card game will do. It will raise awareness. Mm-hmm. It will, because you're racking your brain a lot. You're racking your brain, and by doing that, you're kind of sifting through information, and little nuggets, call back to the Chicken McNuggets, will stand out. Mm-hmm. And what we're seeing is they're like, oh, I'm going managers, this, that. You know what? There is no Dominican managers. That's wrong. That's right up there with bullying and taking care of seniors and Dominican managers. That's something we need to do. So this guy, one day, probably could be a Dominican manager. Mm-hmm. This guy, probably right now, I would say...
Are we saying he is, in fact, Dominican?
Are you willing to go... You know what? Based off positive energy, yes, he is Dominican, as far as I know.
I was going to, I guess, Sandy Alomar Jr.
Not Sandy Alomar Jr. It's in my hand. You have all of the information. You have it. You have it. Dominican, in uniform, still in the game, not third base coach, not outfielder. So essentially you have it down to...
Ruben Amaro Jr.?
That's a good guess. Will not accept it. Okay. You have it, Aaron. This is something you have. You have it.
Something I have.
What is your name's Aaron?
Yes, it is.
What's the first letter of Aaron?
A.
Hold that thought. A.
Sure.
A.
Mm-hmm.
Dominican, not outfielder, not third base coach. A. The letter A. You know this, Aaron, specifically. Think about, where was I last night, even? What did I mention last night?
McDonald's?
Where was before that? I said I went somewhere.
Comedy store.
Okay, somebody just got it.
Okay.
Somebody just got it in here.
I'm into them getting it over me.
Emma, would you like to take a guess?
I have zero clue.
Ladies and gentlemen,
A makes me think like A. Martinez, but that's an NPR host, not a...
Yeah, it's not Dom DeLuise. It's not Dom DeLuise. That's a good guess, Howard. That's Howard Kramer. Ladies and gentlemen, it was mentioned. The card that I'm holding is Alfredo Griffin, first base coach for your Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. There he is.
And you're wearing the hat for it.
And I'm wearing the hat of the Angels. And that's where he is right now. There's the A's, the Angels, so many connections. So many connections. Aaron,
Yeah.
can I play the baseball card game? Can I be, ladies and gentlemen, passing off the box to Aaron. I'm going to go ahead and show Aaron. There's Aaron. We haven't showed him yet. There's Emma. Right there. You're listening live to the baseball card game on All Things Comedy with Stephen Brody. Stephen, should I feel good about this scope right now? A's, Angels, Aziz. The 3 A's, triple A's. You know what? North Hollywood is the Tinseltown of the Valley. That was my last tweet I just did. Yeah, like, these glasses hurt my freaking scalp. Should I feel good about this? We need to send Brody more baseball cards, maybe easier ones. Possibly. So I will be in Irvine this weekend. And by the way, when you listen to this when will this drop? In October? When will this podcast happen?
Hopefully soon.
I'm cranking them out. I've got like 25 podcasts in the queue. They're just cranking out and building up the viewership. You see the baseball card game being fleshed out. We have new people involved in the show. We have Emma here. Emma from Emerson. Is that your nickname, Emma from Emerson? Is that your Twitter?
My nickname or my Twitter handle, but it's true.
Have you used that? Have people said that? Oh, you're Emma from Emerson.
No, I think you might be the first. I mean, maybe not to my face.
Oh, they've done like.
Maybe it's like the way they described me.
That's Emma from Emerson.
Yeah, hopefully it was more positive than that.
But that would be a good Twitter handle, Emma from Emerson.
Yeah.
And then people can go, oh, you went to Emerson. Boom, let me give you a gig. That's how it happens.
That is pretty much how it happens.
It's like Howard from Harvard. If Howard, Howard Kramer from Harvard. No, he went to UT or NYU. Brody being the answer to the baseball card game was the greatest. That's what happened last week, I think, Tebow. Aaron, do you have a card?
I do have a card.
Aaron has a card right now in his hand. You're listening to All Things Comedy, the pre-podcast Festival of Fun with Stephen Brody Stevens, Emma, Aaron, and our podcast Periscopers at home. Thank you.
This is not a baseball player.
This is not a baseball player. We have moved out of the genre of baseball players. That is one aspect of the baseball card game. It's a moniker. It's a anomaly. It's just a title.
What?
Something of that nature. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going outside of the baseball world.
We are. We are going into the podcast world.
Oh, you got one of those cards.
Yes. But it is not.
Is it Paul Scheer?
Yes, it is.
Got it.
All right, that's too easy.
I knew those were in there.
Sorry.
I knew those were in there. That's batting practice.
Yeah.
That's just laying down a bunt right there. I mean, that's playing catch. I mean, that's just basic. Yeah, Paul Scheer. Give me something. I mean, come on. But that's okay. Emma, are you having a good time?
Oh, I'm having a blast.
You know what? We're going to have a backdrop. Thank you, Howard. We can, take a screen. Son of a bitch.
So how we late?
Threw my frickin' phone down. I've never been this angry on a podcast. Never been this angry on a podcast.
Okay, I have a card.
Okay, here we go. We have a card. You're listening to the baseball card game on All Things Comedy.
Now, this player is wearing a logo that is going to be discontinued.
That means Indians.
Yes.
Would it be Roberto Alomar?
No. He's a current player.
Trevor Bauer?
No. He has a very peculiar way of holding his bat. I know you probably know this for that reason.
Jason Kipnis?
Yes.
Well, he's Jewish and he went to Arizona State.
There you go.
So I knew that one. That's pretty easy. That's an easy one too. But you know what? You're getting me loose.
Yep.
You're getting me loose, Aaron. And that's how you play the baseball card game. This is the warm-up round. You got to dig in the bottom. There's some ones there. By the way, Brody is my friend on Twitter. You can, I may have a special coming out in July with an album, and I have some other good things happening. We've kept the audience about, I would say, average 45 people, 40 people. We'll take that. It's a workshop. It's a instructions. And I'm getting hungry.
Okay.
I'm getting
We
hungry.
talked about a lot of food today.
I know. We've done an hour.
Yeah, about most
Brody's on deck. SBS LP, a vinyl album. I don't know about vinyl. Exactly.
Okay,
Here we go.
Here's a guy you'll know.
Here's one we know. Maybe I'll call my mom real quick after this. I need to call her. Go ahead.
This player, do you have any guesses? Full court shot here.
Full court shot?
Yeah.
Roger Clemens.
No.
Okay. Hi, one adult, one child for Call Me By My Name. That's one of my bits, Howard. Hi, one small popcorn. Large popcorn with a small hole in it.
So, this guy,
He's a man. Thank you.
yes, was a catcher for the Angels.
Bob Boone.
No.
Lance Parrish.
Yes.
Got it. Yes. That's how you play the baseball card game. Sorry for I got it very excited on there. The mic didn't pop. It squealed. It was like one of those Cuban laser bombs, what I just did right there. Unbelievable. That's how you play the baseball card game.
That was pretty good.
I just started.
That's an obscure catcher from 25 years ago.
Nailed it. I wouldn't call it obscure, but you got to know baseball. I mean, if you knew baseball, you would know him. But that's the idea of the baseball card game. We're teaching people history.
I hadn't even gotten to my clue, which was going to be, it's a different word for church.
Temple. Parish.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. And I'll tell you what. I think somebody used that word on me today, parish or shepherd. Somebody used the word shepherd, which is the same kind of thing a little bit. I will say this, that what it shows is that people are amazed by this, but it's something anybody could know. It's, yes, I know stuff from 30 years ago, meaning that people are so amazed by it, but I don't see it being that amazing. I think it's something that can be done. I don't know. What does that mean to you when you hear me nail these, Emma? What goes through your mind when I got that Lance Parrish one?
That you know a lot about baseball. A lot more than I do.
Okay, a lot more than I do.
Boy.
What would be the equivalent, me knowing Lance Parrish, as a 47-year-old man knowing a baseball player from 30 years ago? What would be the equivalent to you knowing something from, say, 15 years ago?
15 years ago I was 10. So
Okay.
I don't remember a whole lot.
Oh, you don't?
My memory doesn't work. People are like, some people are like, oh, I remember my first memory. And I have very vivid memories from when I was 3 or 4. My brain doesn't work.
Where were you for 9/11?
I was in 3rd grade. I was at school.
You remember it?
I do remember that.
Oh, I thought you were going to say I wasn't born yet.
No, I was.
So I was trying to be funny. And you know what? Nothing to be funny about 9/11. My sister's
I was young, though. I was 8.
My sister's birthday's on September 13th, but we celebrate on the 11th. It just works out. It's a calendar thing.
My friends got married on that.
I'm joking, by the way. Hold that one thought, Aaron. I apologize. I apologize about the 9/11 joke. It was horrible. I apologize. And not cool, but I just threw it out there. I took a chance.
One of my best friends got married on 9/11, so they wouldn't forget.
Are you serious?
True.
That is that I feel like there are a lot better ways to remember your anniversary, especially nowadays with phones where you can put a reminder in your phone every year.
For 9/11?
It's the truth.
No, I don't have a reminder for 9/11. For your anniversary, you could.
I will say this. I see 9/11 a lot in my life. 9/11 on clocks, definitely. Like, I'm constantly, once or twice a day, I see 9/11 on my, that's a number I see. Now, what I know about 9/11, that it wasn't a conspiracy, people, I think, know something was up with 9/11, right? Would you say it's something was up, or was it just completely everything they say it is?
I really don't know.
I really don't think it's ever everything they say it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't necessarily think, I don't know, there's some really wild conspiracies out there that I'm just like, how do you even come up with that? It sounds like fiction.
Right. Well, because I'm saying that because what happened that we know was kind of manipulated, I can kind of joke about it. You can tell I'm getting a little tired. I'm not even sure what I meant about that, but what I'm getting at is...
we've been going for an hour and a half. It's a good long while.
Yeah, I know. We're wrapping it up. You guys have been great, by the way. Aaron and Emma have been great. Our Periscopers have been great. We have Amazon PayPal. I have Prince of Periscope. I've got it all. I need, anything can help. It all goes back into operation. It goes back into 11 and a half Air Force Ones, 36, probably 34, 32 Levi 514s, cashews, of course. I haven't had cashews for a while. They're expensive. I've kind of gone.
Nuts are really expensive.
Yeah, I've gone away from my nut diet. Well, because, why are cashews are expensive?
All nuts are.
Why is
Because
that?
they're hard to grow, I think.
Oh, they're hard. Yeah, it's hard to grow nuts.
Yeah.
I have a card.
Aaron
Maybe this will be our last card.
has a card. I'm willing to say, let this be the last card. I want to say thank you for listening to this pre-pod. on the Periscope with the baseball card game. And audience at home has been great. The podcast, I think everyone's been satisfied with this. Go ahead, Aaron.
This player shares his first name with a very famous Indian chief.
Geronimo
Yes.
Pena.
Yes.
Let me see.
Perfect.
Nailed it. I could have gone Cesar Geronimo.
Mm-hmm.
Geronimo Pena. Nailed it. That's how you play the baseball card game. I say I could call my mom, but let's do that another time. We did an hour and 35 minutes. I feel good about it. The viewership has been good from what I hear. The viewership numbers have been good. Maybe I should have held the light like this the whole time. That would have been the thing to do, right? Let's start over. Now the lighting looks perfect. Any Billy Ripken, Upper Deck, I know about that one. SBS, Call Daisy. You have another one or no?
No.
Yeah, we're good. I think we're good. Emma, thank you.
Thank you.
Let's ask the Periscopers if they have any questions, final thoughts from the Periscopers. Say hello to somebody. Haley says, good job. We have 32 people watching right now, but the numbers have went up as high as 50.
Nice.
Show the others, please. Okay, I've done that. I'll do it again. There you are. This is how you do it. This is behind the scenes here at All Things Comedy. It was a good show. I think there's some nice stuff on it. So, we'll see you next time. Subscribe, write a review, do all of that stuff. Tonight, I'll be at the World Famous Comedy Store. Irvine, BrodyStevens.com. Brody is my friend. Emma, A++. That's what Haley gave you.
Thanks, Haley. What's
She-
my sister's name, Haley?
There's a connection.
There we go.
There is a connection right there. Enjoy it. Great job. Push believe. Send your mother my love and tell her I'll talk to her son. A+++. Tune in next for the post show. And yeah, there will be a post show. What are your thoughts about leather jackets? I like leather jackets.
I love leather jackets.
A-. Okay, we'll take an A-. All right, good stuff. Thank you. I'm going to go get some food. And have a great day, a great night, a great podcast, a great scope, a great Twitter timeline, a great dinner, a great spring. And Brody is the most interesting man on earth. I don't know. Well, you know what? Maybe. Have you ever wanted to sleep with somebody non-sexually just to sleep with them? It's a good question. Not really.
In the same bed?
I mean, sensually, but not like as a friend.
Yeah, I don't have many friend crushes where I'm like, what I want to do is sleep in the same bed as you.
Yeah, I just answered that was kind of an interesting question. Snuggle? No. I mean, yeah, I want to, as a man, I want to non-sexually snuggle with you. I don't think that's possible. I mean, then it would be a sensual snuggle. I want to sensually snuggle with you.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just something I'm not going to, you know what it's going to lead to. It's going to lead into...
It's a rabbit hole.
It is a rabbit hole we don't want to go down.
There you go. We're not hopping that way.
Would you like to snuggie with me? They like it in the Scope audience. Everybody was good. I'm going to get going. You've been listening to All Things Comedy, the Festival of Fun with Stephen Brody Stevens here from Burbank, California. We'll see you real soon. Check back, subscribe. I'm cranking these things out. I'm doing my part. You are doing your part at home too. Apple cider vinegar. Drink a lot of water and be positive. Posture, walk, put out good energy. Don't be afraid of the sun, but I understand people do burn. And have a great weekend. Yes, you got it. Stephen Brody Stevens reporting live. And thank you. Wrapping it up. Push.
Cool.
I can't believe this card of yours has some of your shirt. That is great.
Yeah, I was laughing at that. And it like says Dickies or something, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So does that mean it's part of your pants, or do you wear Dickies to shirts too?
What's that? I was just doing a freeze frame. I wear. No, I wore. That's from Dickies. Yeah. Oh, it's in there.
Yeah,
Maybe I should hold that one.
that's awesome.
Yeah, they asked for a piece of memorabilia. See that? That's my shirt for my first ever Craig Kilborn CBS show. Look at that. It's pretty
That's so
cool,
fun.
right? Dickies. Did I put that in there?
You gotta remove the editing.
To Jake, First TV. I think it's for Jake Arrieta.
Good call.
It says to Jake. That's what I think it's for, Jake Arrieta.
That's off the end.
I
Something.
didn't give it to him. I need to sign it.
That's funny that I always want to sprawl because it's not great.
Yeah.
So, let's ask. There was good laughs at home. The people at home were laughing.
Good. That's the goal, right?
I don't know, but I mean, they're watching on Periscope. It was fun. Do you think it will play as a podcast, though? That's the question. Will it?
Probably.
Will it carry over as a podcast? Some had fun. Howard helped. Yes, definitely.
Howard helped.
Did Howard write? Howard helped.
Very successful broadcast. Very much so. Enjoying on treadmill.
Tooting his own horn.
No, it's like, it is spread. I mean, I'm not completely focused on. It's kind of a spread thin. It's just different
Yes.
when you do the podcast. I mean, when you turn on the Periscope, it's just different. I don't know. Because you don't know, like, if you are playing to them. Like I mentioned, are you playing to them?
Yeah.
Are you playing to the podcast? Are you playing to you two? Who are you playing to? But I think I really have a tilted pelvis. Final thoughts in there? Will you end it already? I got to go to the bathroom. Ignore us. I'm not ignoring you. I mean, yes, you want me to ignore you? I am fat.
Did somebody just say that?
No, I said it.
Oh.
My stomach is, though.
Uh-uh.
I know I am. I've gained weight. How does that sound?
Maybe it's too much McDonald's.
It's from not walking enough.
That is a real thing when I moved here from Boston, because I walked everywhere in Boston. And then I moved here now and drive everywhere. You can, like, feel it different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got to walk. Anyway, let's see how many people watch this. Oh, we're on the scope. We're still on.
Still alive.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. It is right in front of you.
Let me see. I'm going to go on the scope here. $30 people live. Hello?
Go, let's go.
All right. Stay with me. I'm not a bad guy.
That really should be your merch t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Stay with me. I'm not a bad guy.
Yeah.
Stay with me. I'm not a bad guy.
Creating a loop.
Is that what it's doing?
Yeah. It's like looking into a mirror that's got another mirror behind you.
It's doing that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God! It's giving me a headache. Let me see.
It's a little red spot.
Headache. Let me see.
It's a little red spot.
Oh, I see. So I do it like that? Oh, I see. So I do it like that? And then what? Oh, I see. So I do it like that? But the podcast is over, so we're good. Oh, I see. So I do it like that? But the podcast is over, so we're good. Oh, I see. So I do it like that? But the podcast is over. You got it. Oh, I see. So I do it like that? But the podcast You got it. Hey, that was me. So I do it like that? But the podcast You got it. Hey, that was me. So I do it like that? Brody, are you there? You got it. Hey, that was me.
Reggie Watts stuff.
Brody, are you there?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you're saying I'm stealing from Reggie Watts? This is mine. Brody, are you there?
No,
Oh,
it's
you're
just
saying I'm
so
stealing from Reggie Watts? This is mine. Brody, are you there? Oh, you're saying I'm stealing from Reggie Watts? This is mine. This is mine. Oh, you're saying I'm stealing from Reggie Watts? This is mine. This is mine. All right. Should I feel good about this? All right, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you. Thank you. You've been listening to Stephen Brody Stevens Post-Scope, Pre-Scope, Post-Scope, Scope. Thank you very much, and have a great afternoon. You got it. Tonight, Comedy Store. Wait, hold on. Because this is the angle I want to get when I go off. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. Thank you. Okay. Trying to stop it. It says stop. Okay, here we go.